Hey everyone, I give you guys a video update here because I kind of felt like taking the week off in a certain way. I wasn't feeling too much energy about doing too many things this week and just kind of felt like just sitting home and sulking for a little while and just kind of doing nothing, which everyone deserves a little bit of that. Just like, last week I worked very hard to get out a lot of stuff, and it took me 12 hours to edit the video for the Batman Dark Knight Returns animated movie, so that was pretty much my entire day last week. So it was like, after all that work and all this other stuff, I thought I'd just take the week off a little bit and just kind of relax and just do whatever, But you guys are out there, you want to get some content, and I called together a couple of things I can talk about here and wait out until I get the next review up, which hopefully will be the new film Midnight Special with Michael Shannon, a sci-fi film and everything that I've been anticipating for a few weeks. It hit a very limited release a couple weeks ago, and April 1st it's coming out in a slightly wider release, but still the theaters that are having it here in the Chicagoland area, I'm in the suburbs, all the ones are downtown Chicago or far up north. So I'm probably maybe going, I just gotta see how the beginning of my Friday goes, going to work, see if I'm not too tired like I was today, and make sure I get enough sleep. So if I get that, I'll try to go into the city, pay the money for parking, and pay the extra money for the ticket and everything, and hopefully it'll be worthwhile, because it looks very intriguing. One of those films you don't want to know too much about. It's like Force Awakens. Just don't show me nothing. Don't show me nothing. You've got me on the edge of intrigue. Stop right there. Don't show me another frame of footage. So I'm very interested to see it. It seems like a very interesting science fiction film. And my friend Steve Frazier said he's not a sci-fi fan, but I was talking about the theater that I'd be probably going to in the city, and he said that's his favorite theater in Chicagoland, and I highly value his opinion because he's very much a major cinemaphile. And if you guys are very interested in Academy Award type of stuff, hit up Oscar Talk. I'll put the links below for their website and Twitter feeds and everything. Go check out their stuff. Fantastic. He's such a diehard type of fan of that, and just a fantastic cinemaphile and a friend of mine since 2009. So it's very highly opinionated. So I was like, okay, that I gotta go to this theater. So anyway, moving on beyond that, ifs and maybes and whatevers, Blu-ray update here. Just a couple of titles. I kind of thought maybe of holding this off till next week because I'm going to get some more stuff next week. Obviously, Force Awakens coming on Blu-ray, talk about that, and something else I'm waiting for in the mail, but I'll talk about that probably next week if I choose to do another update then or whatever. But a couple of titles here, a couple of action flicks, whatnot. The first one's obvious because if I don't fumble it and break it and everything. The Schwarzenegger 2-pack that I picked up on for the Racer review, and I was throwing around on Amazon and whatnot. It's the triple pack that also has Terminator 3 was actually cheaper than this, but it was kind of back ordered. It's going to take a lot longer to get here, so I figured I'd just get the one with Racer and Collateral Damage. And I saw Collateral Damage when it came out in the theater. I think it was 2002 or whatnot. And the fact that I don't really have any remembrance of what I thought about the film pretty much probably says plenty about it, but I'll eventually watch it because, it's Arnold, and it's just Arnold, even if it's one of his later flicks, he's still okay. I still like End of Days, Sixth Day a little bit. They're not great, but they're still decently enjoyable because, Arnold's in them. He's adding something unique to the whole process, even if he's, like End of Days, not terribly the right fit for the whole thing, but it's still an enjoyable film. But I saw Sixth Day and End of Days in the theater, so of course I saw Collateral Damage. So there you go and all that, but I'll eventually get around to it. It'll get around to it. But more Schwarzenegger, because I've been stuck with a damn special edition DVD of this for a couple of years now. It's like I might as well just upgrade Total Recall to Blu-ray, and I got the mind-bending edition. Want the better transfer, the better version of, because I know the original Blu-ray release was a pretty poor transfer. This one is the higher quality restored version of it. And just where was I getting? I was at Disc Replay on Saturday after I got off work because I wasn't sure if they were going to be open on Easter, so I ran out there because I wanted to get something else that I'm going to get to here shortly. But it was one of the things on the list to eventually get. It's I think it was like $5.99 or something like that. It's yeah, just go for it. It's the only copy they had of this version, so I keep seeing it every now and again. It's like I don't push myself to get it. Just get it. Get it off the list and just buy the thing. It's like you gotta have it. You gotta have Total Recall. It's one of Arnold's highest grossing films. It's one of his best ones. This is the most quotable film among so many others, but just on his Predator's very quotable, but it's not just Arnold. This is all Arnold. This is all Arnold quotable type of stuff, and it's just fabulous. I love every single line he has in this movie. It's phenomenal. It's so good. I can't wait. I want to watch this on Blu-ray because I've always had a bit of a standoffish thing with the film that does have a very pulpy type of visual style to it. Kind of flat lighting, kind of a little bit more kind of like pulpy 50s type of appearance to it in a certain way. It's like the visuals of the film never quite gelled with my taste or whatnot, but it'd be interesting to see it all cleaned up, nice good HD treatment. Probably get a little bit more out of it, like I've gotten from other films. I remember when I talked about Pitch Black in that review. I mentioned so much about how the HD transfer of it really improved a lot of the visuals in the film. So might be the case here as well. And the reason I ran out to disc replay on Saturday night was because Van Damme. I have to get Double Impact. I've not seen it yet, and I had a problem because a couple weeks ago I was wanting to rent it. I wanted to go out because I do have a couple of video stores in the area. I've got a Family Video, and there's one store that's been around since 1985 that's still up and running, and it's done a couple of expansions since then, and it's a phenomenal place. I love it. But they have Double Impact, but it was out. I went there twice in like a week. They just did not have it in. I only went there like once within like 2 or 3 days, so it's like it probably still rented out. So it was like, I want to see Double Impact, but I don't know. I just didn't feel. I knew I could, if I could get it at one of the rental stores, I could get it for cheaper than I could rent it online for, and just like one of those things, whatever the case. So I kept bouncing around and doing stuff. I was like, I had to get Double Impact. I just like I was gonna buy it online, but I figured, okay, let me just run out to the store when I can and check if they had it. And it's like they had the 3-pack here, and it had Cyborg. Again, not a great film. I remember renting it way back when. I got about like 5 minutes in the film, just like, again, aesthetics of the film were just not very appealing to look at, and just like it kind of turned me off, and I didn't care for it very much from that point on. Obviously, I can't judge the whole movie because I haven't seen it all, but it's just like you can. And sometimes you watch a film, get a few minutes into it, you can kind of get a feel of like, does this really suit me or not? I don't know, but also got Death Ward on here, which is one I've not seen. Apparently, Van Damme goes into some kind of maximum security prison here and does all his action, kicking and all that kind of stuff. But Double Impact, I've got to see Double Impact. Double the Van Damage. It's the film, the trailer, set up the term Van Damage. I've got to see this movie. And if I can get it in Blu-ray, fabulous. So it's like I had to do it. I had to get Van Damage. Because I'm definitely planning on, obviously I have to watch Double Impact before I can really set myself to deciding if I'm going to do a review of it. But hopefully everything works out. It's going to be fabulous. I'll watch it. I'll love it. But Sudden Death will eventually come as well. So some Van Damage is coming up in the next couple of weeks, hopefully. And weave through like Schwarzenegger, maybe some other sci-fi movies. And eventually get to it. There's a lot of stuff I'm kind of molding throughout the whole thing. And rounding out the action stuff here, you got Stallone and Kurt Russell, Tango and Cash. And I had the DVD of this. And I sold it off a couple months ago or whatnot, maybe not even that far ago, maybe about 2 months ago, because it was the non-anamorphic release. It was all letterbox and everything, so it was like, now that I got an HDTV, it's going to look like shit if I try watching it on here. So it's like, I knew I had to eventually upgrade, and something's coming up soon that makes it very much worthwhile, because I always mention my friend Oliver Harper here, up on YouTube and all this type of stuff, and he does obviously the movie retrospectives and everything, but he also does a number of commentaries with his friends Duncan and Richard, and at least from the evidence of their previous commentary, which was Eraser, they plan to do Tango and Cash. It's like, well, I've got to get the film again, and it would have been nice if I just kind of waited out, because I bought this off of FYE.com as a used copy, and to get it here as soon as possible, all that type of stuff. I kind of paid about $10 for it. Well, when I went and bought in the Total Recall and the Van Damme film, they had it for a lot less there. So you can't see the future. So whatever the case. So, but that's the Blu-rays I have new at the moment of time. Obviously, Force Awakens, definitely be out there on next Tuesday, grabbing my copy, deciding which version I'm going to get. Like I mentioned, that Blu-ray news video I posted this past week, which I actually shot the week before. And I just didn't have the time to kind of mull over and decide if I really want to put out something like that. And always when you always want to try out something new, you kind of have to have it simmer in your brain, see if that really kind of functions and clicks for what you want to do. And I knew that was a pretty long video. I was like, if that's the first one I'm putting out, I wasn't quite sure if I really want to have something that long to be the introductory thing. But it was mainly that long because I talked so much about that Mean Guns Blu-ray release from Germany and everything. So if I end up doing more in the future, it'll be much more pared down, a little bit more focused, a little bit more compact and succinct overall. But I'll probably work on the presentation a little bit. But it was just like trying to do it first off, see about getting the feel and mold it from there on out. So we'll see what happens at that point in time. But kind of interesting thing, an interesting email I got today is because back in November I did my review of Highlander from 1986, and I rewatched it today after I got this little email about it. And apparently Rey Network from Robert Rodriguez, apparently I guess when they get licenses to show certain films, recently they've been kind of calling out to the internet and finding other fan videos and whatnot. People talk about the film, do their own reviews, stuff like I do and everything, to kind of put together these really kind of cool, like minute and a half type of packages that say why this film matters so much. And I watched the ones they did for Terminator and Evil Dead 2, and they contacted me personally by email. They asked if they could use video footage from my review of 1986's Highlander in their future one for May, and I was ecstatic about it. It's like, I'm flipping out here and everything. It was like, that was fantastically cool. Emailed them back, told them, yeah, I'm totally on board. I'm very excited about it. And I attempted to go to the submission form of the website, but it didn't seem to want to work. Every time I hit submit, it really didn't do anything. It'd be like a graphic, they kind of animate or whatnot, but it didn't really kind of go to the next page saying your thing's been successfully submitted. So I emailed back the guy who contacted me, and hopefully that'll be resolved or whatnot. I can just make sure they can get it, because obviously they contacted me. They know generally the information they need, and more or less. But that's fantastic. If a little bit of snippet of my stuff is going to show up on Rey Network in this video package, I'll be freaking excited. I get Rey in standard definition. They don't have an HD channel out here on Xfinity Comcast here in Chicago, whatnot. But it's awesome. They got a fantastic channel showing a lot of cold films, a lot of fantastic type of stuff. They got Lucha Underground and a lot of great stuff overall. So it's a fantastic channel. Robert Rodriguez does a fantastic piece of work with that channel and everything. It's like, that's fantastic that they reach out to people on the internet, the people who are hardcore fans of this type of stuff, and try to gain their involvement and create this community of sorts. And apparently they also have something on that same submission page where you can submit like short films or other types of videos or stuff like that to really kind of just see if they'd be interested in it. It was something they could add into their programming, integrate to things. They don't often own like, subscripts or pitches or whatnot, but like if you have a short film or music video or something like that, they'll take a look at it and see if that fits in with their programming and it's something they want to air, they might go for it. So it's like, I'll probably, once I get this piece of work put behind me or whatnot, making sure that the Highlander thing gets submitted properly, might be worthwhile to check that out, you know? You never know, so that'd be interesting. I'll be cool to check that out and everything. So definitely, if you guys are doing vlogs like this and talking about films or have short films or whatever the case, check them out. I'll put a link below to find the submission page for you guys, so you can check that out and just hit them up, because that's really, really cool. So I'll hit up their YouTube page and check out some of those why this film matters, why this movie matters videos. So like I said, they linked one for Terminator and Evil Dead 2, and they're both fantastic. A fantastic job editing all this stuff from a lot of people. So I love it. It's fucking awesome. So, and I'm gonna pass a little thing on, kind of push things forward a little bit here, and talk about some other people you might be interested in here. First up, Culture Dog is a YouTube channel I picked up on about a month and a half ago. I just got my tax return. I kind of got the urge to maybe hunt down a Laserdisc player, kind of get into that format a little bit, trying to tap into something there. And ultimately, my ambitions were not successful, whatnot. Couldn't find any secondhand store worth of crap that had any Laserdisc players, and the prices online were a little bit too steep for what I was really kind of looking to get into. If I'm just going to have it as kind of a niche format off to the side to kind of grab a few titles maybe that aren't available on like other formats or whatnot, or they have special versions with different features and whatnot. So it's like, it really wasn't that thing, but Culture Dog Sam Hatch has a fantastic YouTube channel here. Talks so much about Laserdiscs, but also Blu-rays and DVDs and various other things like that. All these different formats of video and film and whatnot. Fantastic work. I love his videos. I've been watching him for, like I said, about a month and a half now. I think he does a wonderful job really relating to his audience so very well and having a very deep knowledge of the formats and everything, and so many of these fantastic films ranging from various genres and everything, but just having a deep appreciation for film and all these formats. He's very much a Laserdisc enthusiast. He has a fantastic setup and everything, and if you guys are very much interested in that, or just someone just talking very passionately about film, I'd highly suggest you guys check out the link below in the description and hit up his channel. He does a wonderful job. I just love watching his stuff, and just has such a great care and everything to what he does. And it's like, I really enjoyed it. I think you guys could really enjoy it as well. If you like my stuff, I think you'll also enjoy what he has to offer with his perspectives and his sensibility and everything. I think it's very compatible with the type of stuff I put out to you guys. So definitely check his stuff out. And carrying on a little bit of that Star Trek vibe I had with the Blu-ray news update and everything, I recently came across the Mission Log podcast, a Roddenberry podcast produced by Rod Roddenberry, who's the son of Gene Roddenberry. And Mission Log covers everything Star Trek, and not just like is like episode by episode. They've chronicled everything up so far through the original series, the animated series, the original cast films. Now they're all the way up to season 4 of Next Generation, episode by episode, week by week. They chronicle everything. I really enjoy this. I've been listening to it almost ad nauseum because I'm such a big Star Trek fan. To a certain extent, there's still a lot of stuff I haven't seen of certain series. I haven't seen a lot. There's a lot of stuff in the original series I've not watched yet. But this, if I start listening to a lot of the episodes of the thing, I'm really probably going to start checking things out online and everything on the streaming services to watch some of these episodes I have not seen yet. And it's just like, it's a fantastic thing to talk very interestingly about a lot of things with Star Trek, kind of looking for the meanings, morals, and stuff like that, trying to see what holds up, what doesn't, the themes of all the episodes. Take a very objective point of view and just kind of look at things and try to find the value in a lot of these episodes, even the stuff that's generally not considered too good, but they still kind of dig in and not try and go with the surface level, typical type of stuff, to really kind of dig in a little bit, to kind of look a little bit more deeper into the substance of these episodes and the films and everything, to really get as much as possible. So it's a bit more of a different perspective, but it's still very enjoyable. You can listen to these guys. They definitely come off as very solid fans of Star Trek, and they always have a lot of trivia to give, a lot of insights, and sometimes they have special episodes with interviews, stuff like that. So it's a really solid podcast. I even listened to the very first episode. It's like, from the first episode, they were completely on track. They're on the same track with the first episode as they are now. And so like all consistent quality. These guys are very polished in what they do. So I highly suggest checking out the Mission Log podcast with the link below and everything. missionlogpod.com, I believe it's their website. But you can check them on iTunes and such. So highly suggest checking those guys out. And like I said before, I'm watching the Hulu series based off the Stephen King novel produced by J.J. Abrams, 11/22/63, and I've more or less enjoyed it. It's coming up on a season finale, and there's a really good podcast out there that I mentioned before that chronicles every single episode. They talk very much in depth, and they talked about I haven't read the book, so once they conclude the series, I'll probably go back and listen to all their discussions about the novel itself. But it's a very good podcast. If you've been watching the show, definitely check out their very analytical, in-depth, and very good podcast has some fantastic interviews on it as well. I listened to every second of the one they just had for episode 7. Had actor Nick Searcy on it, and I just listened to every second of that thing, and it's just absolutely phenomenal listening to this interview and everything. And posted a comment on their Facebook page and everything, and they'll be reading that comment on the next episode, so it's like very nice. So a couple little things here is like it's a little sprinkling myself beyond my own area or whatnot, so it's like a little bit of something here and there. So anyway, that's kind of cool stuff, and if I had anything else to offer you guys, I would offer it right now, but now that I've kind of gotten our roll and whatnot, I want to kind of go off on a rambling flight here, but it's already 20 minutes in, so I'll kind of wrap it up as best I can. So we'll see what the next week entails for me, because obviously this is helping me get up a little bit more of my spirits and everything. So it's kind of, like I said, I was a little bit more down, a little bit more sulking, just kind of blue for no real reason, just wanted to sulk and be lazy and everything. So this is helping a little bit, but I gotta go get to bed in a certain amount of time and get up the next day, and hopefully things will be okay, and I'll go into the city, watch the movie, hopefully I'll love it. And because the worst thing would be like waiting all these weeks to watch it, I go into the city, pay an extra money, park in a parking garage, and pay an extra money to go see the film, and I don't like it yet. That'd be the worst thing. I hate when that happens. You go an extra length to go see a movie that you're really kind of hyped up for, and you see it and it sucks, and it just ruins your whole day. It's happened before, don't want it to happen again. So hopefully this film turns out to be as good as everyone's saying it is, and I'll enjoy it very much. So hoping. So anyway, like I said, if I had anything else to give you guys, I would, but well, next Friday, April 8th, the guys in HEMI, Chicago heavy metal band I've been friends with for ages now, they're going to be at the Burlington in Chicago and a live show, and I'll be joining up with the guys again. I missed their show in Wisconsin on last December because I was scheduled to work and I couldn't really get out of the situation to be able to do anything about it. So hooking up back with these guys after a long break, not since September have I seen these guys. So they will be performing live, and they apparently just recorded a couple of tracks for a Motörhead tribute album. That's going to be fantastic. They'll eventually send me some early mixes of the tracks to get my kind of viewpoint and everything. So I was like, that's exciting. So obviously we lost Lemmy a little earlier this year. Tragic and everything, because like it was always the guy you figured this guy just has endured so much, and didn't look like he aged in like 30-40 years. It didn't seem like this guy was ever gonna never be there, but it's like a Ronnie James Dio or whatnot. These guys do pass on at a certain point. It's very heart-aching and everything. So it's like anyone who's a heavy metal fan pretty much has an appreciation for Lemmy, what he brought to the genre of metal and everything, brought so much that thrash vibe to everything. Great stuff. So HEMI's going to be paying a little bit of tribute to the fantastic icon there, that legend, and the fantastic band overall. So don't have any details on what the release platform is for this album that's coming out. They're obviously just a part of it, but once we have more details, we'll have it up on HEMImusic.com and their social media accounts. So we'll link all that through their website, and hopefully eventually I'm starting to work on a little bit of a redesign of the site, just kind of a bit of an update to kind of spruce up, because it's been online for like 5 years now, and everything is like it hasn't really changed whatnot. So I really wanted to spice it up, but started it up for a while ago, and I haven't got back to it. So anyway, that's random nonsense, but hopefully you guys will check that out, and hopefully we'll be back with some fantastic stuff soon. And tease a little bit something here. I am trying to upgrade the Patreon account, because it really hasn't ever gone anywhere. I don't fault anyone for it, but it's like really haven't had the proper push for it. I've tried it before, but I think I'm starting to get a little bit more of a handle on what I can offer and what the whole package can be. So working out a little bit at a time. When I have something solid to announce, I'll put on a new video especially for that, and you guys can decide if you want to contribute and get a little incentives here and there, and we'll see where things go from there. So thanks guys for watching. Have some great stuff coming up soon. But until then, thanks for watching. Take care. Bye bye.